All right, Eric, you know what that means when I pull out the nerdy but cool glasses.
I love the nerd glasses. They work so well for you. You are very welcome.
Thank you, Eric. We are nerding out this morning about the Mission Impossible Fallout movie. It is #1 in the box office right now. You saw the movie, I didn't, so I'm going to interview Eric during this segment, all right?
All right, sounds fair to me.
All right, so let's begin. Mission Impossible first came out in the 1960s, so I think it's like 22 years old. So talk about maybe how it began, laying out the foundation of the show, and then how did Tom Cruise come into play?
Right, so like you said, the show came out in the late 1960s and ran through the early 1970s. I think it was on TV for about 7 years.
Wow.
Which was a pretty successful TV show. A lot of people into it, and back then everybody sort of knew what Mission Impossible was. But then they held out for a long time, you know, after I think it ended in 73. In 96, they decided to turn it into a movie and bring Ethan Hunt, a character, Tom Cruise, into the movie. And I really like how they did it too, because they ended the TV show, and the show was centered around a character named Jim Phelps, who is in the original 1996 movie, but is an older character. So it's sort of bridged that gap, and who was working with Ethan Hunt, and that's how we sort of get introduced to Tom Cruise's character in that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how big of a role do you think Tom Cruise has played in the film's popularity? And it seems like his role gets bigger and bigger each film. So what would you say?
Right, yeah. I mean, I think it started as sort of they wanted to introduce this new sort of secret agent franchise, but really it's just become a mechanism for Tom Cruise and his star, you know, his fandom and stuff like that, because it is so perfect for him. And when it came out in 96, I mean, he was already a star.
Right.
You know, they were bringing on somebody because he was going to put people in seats. But it was great for his career, too, because he could have easily just been this 80s star who was just in movies like Top Gun or Risky Business.
Right.
But this really helped transition him into that, you know, that Hollywood icon that we know Tom Cruise to be now.
Right.
And a great action star. I think it's where he really first got that taste of doing his own stunts and really pushing the envelope with spectacle-type movies, which we really know him for today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of, you know, Tom Cruise and his stunts, you can't have an action movie without like a popular song to go with it.
Right.
So where did that theme song come from?
It actually started with the TV show. But what I love what they've done with the movies, it seems like each movie they have a different variation of the song. Now, I wish they played it more. You know, I wish they used it more. I noticed that with the last film. I wish they played it more during the action sequences so you really get that Mission Impossible feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it originally started with a TV show.
So talk to me about this film that you saw, the newest franchise. I was reading online about all the positive reviews that it got, and a lot of the people were saying that it actually showed you a bit of emotion regarding Ethan Hunt's character. So do you think this movie, you know, took Tom Cruise's character to the next level as well, or what are your thoughts on the new movie?
I really do, and that's one thing I really like about the series, is because it's showing this secret agent type character, kind of like your James Bond, but you're really in each movie seeing the toll that it takes on him in his personal life, because he's one of those characters that of course you're going to have to root for Ethan Hunt, but he's always someone that's doing the right thing for the right reasons.
Right.
And when you do that, I mean, you're going to get tested on every possible level, so it's like impossible for him to have a personal life because he's a secret agent. It feels ridiculous talking about that, but that's sort of the emotional aspect you get from the movie.
Absolutely. And do you see any other characters playing Ethan Hunt, or do you see Tom Cruise just taking this all the way to the end?
You know, I would, as a fan myself, I would really hope that they would just end it with Tom Cruise, because he has put so much of himself into the character, and by doing the stunts, like he broke his ankle. He was filming a stunt for this last movie, and he did a helicopter scene, and that he flew himself and on a motorcycle. I really think that he's the reason why it's had such success, and I would sort of like to see it in there, unless they kind of did what they did from the TV show to the movie, and just maybe wait 20 or 30 years before you bring it back.
Okay, I can totally see a reboot.
Yeah, I would love that.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you, Eric, for being our movie expert of the day.
Oh, my pleasure.